parenting can feel like a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be. Introducing MomFlexApp, the ultimate village web app designed just for you. From financial support to community connections, MomFlexApp offers a lifeline, helping you navigate parenting with confidence. Find trusted resources, build your support network, and thrive, because every parent deserves a village. Join the movement today. Visit momflex.org to install the app and take the first step toward a stronger, more supported you.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see who you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. Stories of triumph, stories of grace. Single parents with dreams to chase. They said we'd break, they said we'd fall, but look at us now, we're standing tall. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see who you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. We push through the stigma, defy every stat. They don't define us, and that's a fact. A village of love, a future so bright. Hand in hand, we own our life. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see who you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. The journey is tough, but we're not alone. In this village we found our home. So lift your head, let your spirit fly. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive.
Welcome back to Beyond the Struggle, Rise and Thrive. I'm your host, LaFortune, and today I'm diving into a topic that I believe is so important to every single parent to hear: the audacity to want more. Let's be real. When you're a single parent, society often tells you to just be grateful for survival, grateful that the lights are on, grateful that your kids are fed, grateful that you have made it through another day. And while gratitude is beautiful and powerful, it can also become a ceiling when people expect you to stop there. But let me ask you this. What about your dreams, your calling, your right to want more than just survival? I think back to before I ever dreamt of having children. I had my own vision for how I wanted my life to look. I saw myself traveling, creating, building something meaningful that had my name stamped on it. And then life happened, as it always does. Life started lifing, as I like to say. My journey took a detour. I became a parent sooner than I thought. And with that came responsibilities, sacrifices, and seasons where my dreams felt like they had to be put on pause. But here's the thing. Being a parent, even being a single parent, didn't erase those dreams. But they didn't vanish the moment I held my baby in my arms. They didn't disappear the first time I had to juggle bills, diapers, and exhaustion. They were still there, maybe quieter, maybe buried under responsibility, but still burning like hot coals, waiting for oxygen. Eventually, I realized I had a choice to make. I could shrink my life down to what other people thought I should accept, just get by, play it safe, be grateful, and stop there. Or I could give myself permission. Oh yes, permission to keep dreaming, to believe that I wasn't selfish for wanting more, that I wasn't wrong for desiring a life beyond survival. So while raising my children, I made a promise to myself. I wouldn't abandon me. I still earned my degrees, even if it meant studying at midnight after everyone was asleep. I still pushed forward to build my business, even if progress came slow, even if others couldn't see the vision yet. No, I may not be living entirely off my business just yet, but I refuse to stop daring to dream big because my growth isn't just about me. If I stop dreaming, I stop growing. And if I stop growing, what example am I setting for my own children? I want my children to see that their mother doesn't just survive, she strives, she builds, she imagines a future bigger than the present moment. I want them to see that life can throw you detours, but it can't take away your direction unless you surrender to it. That's why I hold on to these dreams, even in the hard seasons, because in chasing them, I'm not only creating a better life for myself, I'm showing my children that they too have permission to want more. That's why today, I want us to unpack what it looks like to want more without shame, without apology, without guilt. Because wanting more doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you human and it makes you brave. So today, my friends, grab your tea, coffee, or whatever you like to sip. Settle in, get comfortable, and let's dive right in, shall we?
Queen in every way.
As a single parent, you often carry this invisible script written by others, a script that you didn't ask for, but somehow it gets handed to you. Oh yeah. It's in the way people look at you with pity or in unsolicited advice that comes dripping with limitation. People project their own fears and small thinking onto you. They will say things like, well, at least you have a roof over your head. You should be happy with the little things. Dreams? Maybe later, once your children are grown. Why bother with them right now? And if you hear those messages enough, they start to settle into your mind like background noises. They whisper to you when you are trying to plan something bigger. They make you second guess yourself when you want to apply for that job, start that business, or even go back to school. They make you feel selfish for wanting more. Whether it's more income to breathe easier, more love so you don't carry the load alone, more peace so you can sleep at night, or more opportunities so your children can see the world differently than you did. But here's where I want us to pause and flip that script. Wanting more doesn't mean you are ungrateful for what you already have. It doesn't mean you are blind to the blessings right in front of you. It means you are human. It means you recognize that survival is not the finish line. It means you see possibilities beyond the struggle and you have the audacity to chase them even when the world says, "Who do you think you are?" You are someone who knows that gratitude and ambition can live side by side. You can be thankful for the roof over your head and still want a home filled with joy, stability, and abundance. You can be grateful for the food on the table and still want the freedom to choose healthier, better options without checking your bank account twice. You can love your children fiercely and still want love for yourself. That audacity to want more is not a weakness. It's strength. It's resilience. It's the refusal to let the story end at just enough. Just enough. Let me give you a real life example. I once spoke with a single mom who was working 2 jobs, barely making ends meet. Everyone told her she should just be glad she had steady work. But deep down, she wanted a career, not just jobs. She wanted stability, something that matched her skills and her worth. So she took night classes, studied while her kids were asleep, and within a year, she landed a salary position in her field. Did people tell her it was crazy? Oh, yes, of course they did. Did she feel guilty sometimes for investing time in herself? Absolutely. But that audacity to want more for her family, not just survival wages, but a life of dignity, changed everything. Her kids watched her grow, and it planted seeds of resilience and possibility in them. And it showed them the sky is the limit. Let's talk about other example when it comes to love and relationships. So many single parents shut the door on the idea of companionship because they are told, focus on your kids. But the truth is, wanting love doesn't make you less of a parent. It doesn't make you irresponsible. It makes you human. I know a father who raised his daughters alone after a divorce. For years, he shut himself off thinking dating will distract him. But deep down, he wanted a partner. Eventually, he allowed himself to try again, to try at love again. He met someone who respected his role as a dad, loved his daughters too, and they built a blended family full of joy. Imagine if he had denied himself that audacity to want it, to wanting love, that audacity to having a companion, because society said it was selfish. Imagine that. When you are a single parent, give yourself permission to want more. You don't just transform your life, you transform your children's life too, in ways that ripple far beyond what you can see in the moment. Children, your children, they are watching you. Even when you think they aren't, they see the late nights when you are working on something after they have gone to bed. They notice the mornings when you get up early to study, apply for that job, or send out those business emails before the day begins. They are absorbing like sponges the way you keep moving, the way you choose growth or giving up. They observe all of that. They take all of that in. And in that watching, they learn something powerful. They learn that it's okay to have big dreams, even when life feels heavy. They learn that resilience doesn't mean accepting less. It means stretching, reaching, daring to step outside of survival mode and into a space where vision guides your steps. Think about it, my friends, just for a second. When your children hear you talk about your goals, when they see you put action behind your words, they are learning a language of possibility. They are beginning to understand that their current circumstances don't define their future. They see that obstacles aren't roadblocks, they are detours. Sometimes slower, sometimes harder, but never the end. Wanting more is not about greed, it's about vision. It's about declaring, I refuse to let the struggle write the final paper or final chapter of my story. It's about looking beyond today's challenges and saying, I believe better is possible, not just for me, but for us, for my family, for generations after me. The truth is, when you rise, they rise with you. When you dream big, you give them permission to dream bigger too. When you believe better is possible, you plant that same seed of belief inside of them. This is legacy at work. It's not just about the life you are building right now. It's about the example you are setting, the mindset you are passing on, the hope you are anchoring into their future. So let me leave you with this thought. The audacity to want more is not rebellion. It's restoration. It's not about being ungrateful or thinking that what you have isn't enough. It's about reaching back and reclaiming the part of your hardship that tried to silence you. It's the laughter that got quieter, the passion that got put on hold, the dreams that were tucked into the back of your heart when life demanded all of your energy just to survive. Restoration is about remembering that you are not only a provider, not only a caretaker, not only a survivor. You are a whole human being with a calling, with creativity, with dreams, with gifts this world needs. Your dreams matter. Your peace matters. Your joy matters. You are allowed to want a life that feels abundant, not just tolerate that life. You are allowed to want opportunities that light up, not just obligation that wear you down. And as James Baldwin once said, the place in which I will fit will not exist until I make it. That means you don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the perfect circumstances. You don't have to wait until your kids are grown or until the struggle disappears. You can start shaping that space now, brick by brick, step by step, choice by choice, day by day. So go ahead, want more, build more, dream more, have the audacity to dream more. Refuse to let anyone convince you that survival is all you're worth. Because you and your children deserve a life that goes beyond the struggle. A life that reflects not just where you have been, but where you are boldly headed. Until next time, my friends, keep rising, keep thriving, and remember, your story isn't finished yet. Ciao now.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see you, you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. Stories of triumph, stories of grace. Single parents with dreams to chase. They said we'd break, they said we'd fall, but look at us now, we're standing tall. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. the stigma, defy every stat. They don't define us, and that's a fact. A village of love, a future so bright. Hand in hand, we own our life. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive, turning our pain into power.